Oké. Dus volgens mij is hij. Welkom bij een nieuwe video. Vandaag gaan wij reageren op de Rainbow Friends
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is the first look at...
Oké. Dat is oranje, daar ben ik aan dood gegaan. Oh nee, huis.
Hello internet, welcome to Game Theory. Taste the rainbow. Theorize the rainbow. And welcome to our first ever Roblox theory. It's hard to believe, but yeah, this is the first time that we've covered anything from the platform. For all the olds that are out there watching, I'm assuming that you hear Roblox and immediately think of the kiddie version of Minecraft, right? Like Minecraft, but everything looks like Kirkland branded Lego characters. Gotta admit, that's what I thought at first, but it couldn't be further from the truth. Roblox provides a very easy to use tool set to create your own games, and then also provides you the storefront to sell those games. It's kind of like Mario Maker, except for, you know, you're not giving Nintendo free labor. And I gotta say, the games that some people have created inside this thing are incredible. You've got literally every genre out there, from theme park tycoon to pet simulator. And because the list of games is nearly infinite, everyone's favorite list is gonna look completely unique. Case in point, lately over on GT Live, I've been catching up on some of the internet's favorite creepy games like Doors, but also the absolute smash hit from the last 2 years, Piggy. But for our inaugural episode, we're gonna be covering a Roblox craze that's a bit more recent. The co-op survival horror title, Rainbow Friends. In Rainbow Friends, you and your buddies are sitting on a bus heading on a class trip to an amusement park called Oddworld. But wait, something evil is afoot as a mysterious shadow hand reaches out and switches the directions on the sign, sending the bus down a dirt road towards some sort of biohazard. The bus crashes for unknown reasons. Our unconscious body is kidnapped and we wake up in some sort of strange facility. Gotta admit, this game packs more action in the first minute than most do in the first hour. A shadowy voice over the loudspeaker tells us that his blocks have fallen over and that he needs help collecting them. And thus, the games begin. Enter the Rainbow Friends, a colorful collection of monsters, each with their own personality. Blue will chase you if he sees you, green is blind but has himself a much greater reach, orange will quickly run a set path throughout the facility, and purple is the once-learner.
How bad can I possibly be?
I'm thinking more Dr. Seuss source material and less Tumblr sexy man. Just saying, it's a pair of gloves that sticks out events. In the end, it's revealed that our mysterious captor is none other than the final Rainbow Friend, Fred. Hey, it's me, Fred! Wow! That's a blast from the past. I like that I'm making Fred references, but if you're playing Rainbow Friends, something tells me you might not know who that is. Anyway, it's the final Rainbow Friend, Red, who looks like an octopus squeezed into a business suit. If we have any hope of escaping Red's dark experiments, we'll have to work together with our friends to find all the requisite blocks, food pouches, fuses, and batteries that he demands. Or, you know, you could just be like me and totally luck out, practically beating the entire thing solo on my first playthrough.
Can two presumably experienced Roblox players and a complete noob who's way too old for this survive the game? What are you doing, man? Don't follow me. Stop following me.
Oh no.
Oh, Coco! Coco, no! No! That's like when the arch nemesis of a game dies.
Oh my god, it's just you.
It's just me!
Voor maar $5,95
Ga snel! Ik was vergeten dat het
alleen
ook...
nog aan die heerlijke burger.
Unreal! Unreal! I tried to be calm. I was not calm.
At the end of 5 nights, why does that number seem familiar? The whole thing wraps up with a giant blue monster chasing you through the vents.
Five Nights
Why
at
does
Freddy's
that also sound familiar? But while this game at first glance might seem like just a co-op survival collectathon, it is so much more. There's mysterious runes and pictures that we find throughout the map that all point us towards a much bigger story. The story of a franchise that's trying desperately to cling to its popularity. No, not FNAF.
Het is
I'm talking
Game
about the lore of Rainbow.
De brood
So
kennen jullie
snuggle
wel.
up with your nearest cardboard box, theorists, because today we're finding the lore hidden inside these factory walls.
staat nu wel
But
hier,
before we explore the
Kaassaus.
lore of this mysterious old facility,
Ik heb
let me
het niet
first
gemaakt.
recommend that you check out a different sort of lore. The YouTube series Home Lore, which you can binge right now over on the Rocket Learn YouTube channel, our sponsor for today's episode. Home Lore is I also love their tour. Right from the get-go, this game is hinting at tons of background lore.
Ja,
Obviously,
joh,
there's
het
the
is
opening
echt zo
cutscene.
leuk.
We're in a school bus and we get sent down the spooky path. Look, it's not Shakespeare, but it'll do. When you wake up, you find yourself immediately greeted by a giant cutout of the company's blue
als je
mascot,
kijkt nu,
along with a sign
en je
that
vindt
reads
zulke
River
video's,
Ride Through
ik speel
Hemlock
compleet
Woods, based on the
aan
log
skate.
flume boats that are floating
Ga
in
nu
water
een
and the floor
microfoon
markers telling you
halen.
where to stand while you wait for the next
Volg
boat. This
misschien ook
isn't just
zelfs
any
op
random
YouTube,
facility, it's an
als je
amusement
nog-
park. Though, not a
En
very
volg op
well
Twitch
thought out
natuurlijk.
amusement park, considering that there are 5 spaces marked out here, but only 2 rows per log. Those numbers are not adding up. I did the math myself. The fact that it's a small amusement park also explains why we're running through everything from a forest and a farm to a castle and a mine within a matter of a few rooms. Going
Klein.
deeper into the facility, we see that this
Lijkt een
place
beetje
also
op
acts as a
Playtime
museum. Turns out these
slash,
rainbow friends aren't just mascots for a small kids amusement park, they're actually
FNF.
television stars. One of the podiums shows us sketchbooks used to draw the characters for a cartoon known as Rainbow Funtime Friends, with the podium next to it holding the original voice recorder that was used to bring them to life. In one of the hallways, there's also a picture of Blue standing next to a child that's titled Blue's Best Friend 1991. But
So-
apparently Blue wouldn't be making friends for all that long. In March of that very same year, the facility apparently shut down. We know this based on a handful of computer screens that were left on in another room. They show that the last login date from user O Davis happened on March 6th, 1991. That O Davis is most likely Oswald D. Davis, founder of Rainbow Friends, whose portrait that we see in another hallway. The fact that there's such a short period between the amusement park opening and the last login date tells us that things went downhill pretty quickly. My guess is that the friends were never just people in suits. They were actual jumbo-sized monsters thought to be friendly, but maybe not. They're animalistic, mindless, hungry, which results in us being their next meal. And if you take a look down the hall from the tape recorder and sketchbook, we see the writing on the wall. Next to a Doctor Who looking machine, we see the words, "This is where they were actually made." Given the machine is the size of a human, I think we've all seen enough indie horror games to know where this one's going. These rainbow friends are real living creatures made from real living people. On night 3, we even see Red trying to bring something to life. After collecting all 14
Sorry dat ik
pieces,
zo
we see
stil ben, hoor, maar
electricity
dit
fill a
gaat echt
small
diep.
box that contains parts. Parts that, if you look closely,
En ik wil
resemble
een
the
lore
parts of a
weten.
Roblox player. Red was the one using this machine to bring the rainbow friends to life, and I suspect I know who Red actually is. By the way, speaking of red, did you know that it's one of my favorite colors? It's true. I like red jackets, red logos, and of course, big red buttons. I like them so much, in fact, that I left one under this video specifically for you. Can't miss it. It has the word subscribe written on it. You know, come to think of it, the
Yeah.
only color I like more than red, gray, because let me know what your
Living the dream, huh?
Nee! Kom op, schiet op. Ik ben best wel aan het panieken omdat ik wacht maar video's tot 15 minuten maken.
落ちた。好きな人が2人できちまったよ。
Wacht, Chainsaw Man film.
私たちの戦い方ってのを教えて
Ben ik...
your favorite weird color is. Could it be Urple, Flan, Goose Turd Green, which is in fact a real color. Its hex code is actually 4EA809. Sorry, well, how did I get on all this again? Oh yeah, we were talking about Red's secret identity. Red is very different to the other rainbow friends that we've met thus far. He's not just another mindless creature hungrily
Oh, hij
growing
lijkt
halls. He's the
letterlijk op La-
mastermind behind the game.
Oh ja,
He
het was
is
de
the
lore niet
literal
van dat
squid
hij,
of these Squid Games, with his big old bug eyes popping out the top of his head. And you
Was
see,
hij
it's
niet,
his weird
was
design that I
hij
think
niet
gives
een
us the
heel
biggest clue as to what his
kind
true
dat hij
identity is.
scientist
The head,
was?
of course, reveals him to be the red rainbow friend, but it's the rest of the outfit that I'm interested
Ah,
in.
maar
He's wearing
misschien
a
gaat hij
lab
dat
coat,
nog zeggen,
which,
dus
you
ik
know,
ga
makes
niks
sense.
spoilen.
He's the one running the facility, but underneath that, he's wearing a gray suit. Say what you will about his ethics, this man's got style, and it's that style that gives away his identity. Based on the pictures that we see hanging on the walls throughout the facility, we know that the story involves 2 key human characters. The first is Oswald D. Davis, the founder that I previously mentioned. The second is someone that we haven't talked about yet, Trenton. No job title, no last name, just Trenton. Now, if you compare both these characters to our buddy Red, you're gonna see that there are practically 0 similarities. Oswald and Trenton are human. Red looks like he's a stress toy that's being permanently squeezed to death, no match. Oswald wears a flannel shirt, Trenton wears a leather jacket and low-cut t-shirt.
Maar als
Red
dat
is in that business with the lab
combined-
coat. Again, no match. Neither of these guys really fit the bill then, right? Well,
combined.
not quite. You see, one of them is hiding a secret. There's a glass terrarium planetarium in between the two portraits. And while there's nothing really of any note inside, if you look at Trenton's portrait through that glass, it reveals something new. A man in a gray suit with a black tie and black waistcoat. I gotta say, in all my years of theorizing, this is a first. It's actually one of the coolest, most creative, and most subtle ways of hiding a clue like this. So well done, Rainbow Friends. Really smart stuff. But more importantly, this one gives us our match. Trenton is red. Which leaves us with one final question. If Red was indeed the one turning people into the Rainbow Friends, why would he choose to transform himself? He knows the others became monsters. There's no guarantee that he wouldn't just turn into a monster himself, so why take the risk? Unless he didn't do it to himself. Someone else pulled the lever on him. Remember that computer that I mentioned earlier? The last user to be logged in was Oswald D. Davis, and we can see that he ran a command within the system. I suspect that command started the transformation sequence. He turned Trenton into red because he figured out what Trenton was doing. Trenton was clearly hiding things from Oswald. The portrait in the hallway is a direct nod to that, with his true intentions being hidden from view. I don't think Oswald was aware of the experiments to begin with. He saw the results with these real-life Rainbow Friends, and he thought that they were really wonderful, adding them to the new amusement park that he built on the success of the TV series. However, at some point he found out what Trenton was really doing. It was then that he trapped Trenton inside the machine and activated the program, turning him into a monster just like the rest of him. Oswald then manages to escape and shut the facility down, going on to create a real successful theme park named after him, Oddworld, the theme park that we're meant to be going to at the start of the game. I mean, just look at the name, Oswald D. Davis, ODD. This is his park, but despite Oswald's escape, Trenton wasn't done. Let me draw your attention to some more writing on the wall. This time, written in red, we see a message that says, "You only slowed me down." The fact that it's written in red implies that it's Red's writing on the wall, and given what we've already just talked about, I have a feeling he's actually referencing his transformation. While Oswald shut the place down and turned Trenton into a monster, he wasn't finished with his experiments. Oswald just managed to slow down Trenton, but it didn't stop him, which is why he then traps us inside the facility. His work must go on. And that, my friends, is the story of Rainbow Friends Chapter 1. We may have escaped the facility, but Red is still around, and I imagine he still wants revenge on the man who betrayed him. I suspect in Chapter 2, we're gonna end up in the middle of an age-old rivalry between two former business partners. One who just wanted to make a theme park for kids, and the other who wanted to take things to the next level by any means necessary. If I were to predict, I suspect next time we're gonna be at Oddworld, considering it's the next closest location and would make a great setting for a co-op collectathon. And given the use of yellow and pink throughout Chapter 1's facility, it's likely we're not done meeting all the friends from this particular rainbow. In fact, you can technically find them within the existing game files. Yellow is an evil duck. Pink is a googly-eyed alien. Not sure they're gonna be keeping them that way, but regardless, I am very excited to see where this story is headed. See ya when Chapter 2 releases. But hey, if you're looking for something to watch in the meantime, one final reminder to check out that YouTube series, Home Lore, brought to you by our sponsor for today's episode, the Rocket Learn YouTube channel. I know I've already mentioned their episodes on the Haunted House, the Gangster Castle, the Edith Finch home, but I want to call out one final one, Kerner's Folly, a home in North Carolina that at one point in time was considered to be the strangest home in the world. It's pretty wild.
Dit was de video, je ziet even alles kaashuis en al.
First, but to know what exactly that is and why, you gotta check out the video. See, even homes have lore these days for us to solve. It's almost like I need to launch this other channel one